What I wanted to do is I think we're going to look at one table today, and let's try and find a good table to watch. This will be a good table to watch. Ooh, and I should move myself over to the other side of the screen as well. Because I haven't done any single table commentary other than from a single player perspective. And so I was thinking that we would do a little bit of that today because I've gotten, in the poll that I posted on YouTube, looks like about a third of the people like two tables with all 8 hands in view. A third of the people like the single player perspective commentary, and a third of the people would prefer to just watch one table but be able to see all the hands. So I haven't done a lot of this. We'll be able to focus a little more on what's going on in one table in particular. We might also be able to notice some trends and patterns between the players, since we'll be laser focused on what's happening here. But hopefully this will be a little bit more laid back and relaxed than some of the two-table commentary that we've been doing. So West opens a spade, board 31. East bids 2 clubs, game forcing. West bids 2 diamonds. A lot of people play this as artificial a little bit. It's worth noting that East-West are probably a precision pair. I've forgotten though. I think they used to play precision and maybe still do. But so 2 diamonds could be artificial. It's not alerted, so it looks like it might just be natural. East shows diamond stuff. West makes this temporizing 3 spade bid, which I think is really nice. If West wanted to suggest some heart values, he could bid 3 hearts. But here 3 spades is just looking to see if his partner has a heart stopper, and David does. So they're in 3 now. Not the greatest of contracts. I mean, a 13 count opposite an 11 count, especially on a misfit, is not going to be too friendly for the opponents. This heart lead is very expected on this kind of auction. So David Berkowitz is going to be pretty happy that he's getting 2 heart tricks, although that means that he probably won't be able to set up the club suit. He doesn't really have enough entries to the East hand to do everything he wants. He can lead the Queen of Clubs, but that's just going to get ducked. And then even if he were able to get over to the Diamond Queen and Heart Ace, he would still have 2 club stoppers to knock out. So he'll probably be going down a couple of tricks. His best plan might still be to try and set up the clubs, hoping for a Jack Doubleton. That would be a very lucky layout of the club suit where, whoa! Okay, North just wins the Queen of Clubs with the ace. I think that's a little risky. It's going to turn out okay for their side, but we know East has a natural club suit, right? Not only did he bid 2 clubs as 2/1, but then he bid 3 diamonds next to suggest a real diamond suit on the side. Seems like a big concession to, not force Declare to use an extra hand entry to set up those clubs. But maybe North just counted out that he's going to be able to take 3 heart tricks and 2 club tricks on this line of play. He would have been feeling very silly if his partner only started with a 4-card heart suit, I think. Maybe that's not even true. Maybe with the Diamond King and the Spade Queen, he knows Declare doesn't really have an entry back to the clubs in his hand without losing an extra trick. Still, I'm a little surprised at how quickly Doug in the North elected to win that club queen with the ace. But what's this going to end up being for Declare? he will be able to get back to his hand with a diamond to the queen eventually. And so he'll end up losing, it looks like 3 hearts, 2 clubs, and the king of diamonds to go 2 down. Feels like a result that could be duplicated at the other table. But I suppose it's also possible that East-West in the other room will end up in a diamond contract. They do have a 4-4 fit there. Maybe East will like to not game force his hand in the other room opposite 1 spade opener. He did only have 11, but singleton spade. So it's possible they'll stop an apart score of some kind, maybe 3 diamonds or 3 clubs. Nope. Other room appears to be ahead of us. 3 no trump did go down 2 over there as well. So South gonna cash out his hearts, and I think with that Jack of Diamonds pitch from South, Declarer is probably gonna be pretty confident about the layout of the diamond suit. But he might be worried that South started with like King Jack 10. Definitely not trivial to make sure that he gets out for down 2 from here. But okay, that diamond switch is going to do it. Now he can just duck. North wins the king, and Declarer has the rest of the tricks. So a push to start off the first board. 29 boards to go. There's still this 65 imp lead to Wolfson. And let's see what the second board brings. So West has a 15 count. Other places in the world, you would be allowed to open a no trump, not in the ACBL here. But with that said, I think 1 diamond is pretty normal anyway. And we do get the alert of 1 diamond, precision style, so West doesn't have to have diamonds. Even when the auction starts a diamond, well, let's say his partner bids a heart and he bids a spade, it still wouldn't necessarily show a diamond suit. But East is going to be pretty excited about the way the hand has developed so far. He's red on white. His partner opened a precision diamond, so he's looking at his hand and thinks there's no way they have game. And he's been saved because the opponent's overcalled in his best suit. And now he might collect a pretty nice penalty for himself against 1 no trump. So diamond, heart, pass. South bids a no trump, which looks very reasonable to me. 8 high card points. Still think it's possible you could have a game if your partner has a maximum overcall. And West comes in with double, showing just a maximum hand for the opening bid. David Berkowitz, despite only 6 high card points, very happy to pass this out. He knows the opponents are not taking tricks in the heart suit. And what do we want to lead as East? I think there's an argument for, well, all 4 suits. I was looking at every suit other than hearts. But there is an argument for hearts. It might be effectively the most passive lead. Oh, West is on lead. Never mind. Sorry about that. Very hard to keep up. There's just too many tables in play. I can't possibly follow the action with so many tables. So West leads a diamond. That looks like the right lead to me. Arguments as to whether we want to lead high or low. West elects to lead a low diamond, which isn't going to be particularly friendly to him. It'll be helpful to declare, of course. So that's going to represent 2 diamond tricks. Declarer does have a heart and does have 3 clubs he can set up, playing West for the club king. I suspect he'll do that. And I guess if all things go well for Declare, he can lead towards the Queen Jack of Spades and set up a spade trick. So this might actually make, if the defense doesn't get their 7 tricks fast enough. You know, now that I'm recalling the auction and remembering who's on opening lead, I think West should have led a heart. This is an auction that it's effectively a partner who's made a penalty double of hearts. And so a heart was absolutely going to be a safe lead. A diamond away from the king-queen could easily have run into Declarer's like ace-jack third, and that would have been a disaster. But you also don't really want to lead a high diamond because Declarer might have like ace-jack 10, and that could blow a trick. So I think a diamond was too risky. A club, you're not really hoping to set anything up. You only have a 3-card suit. A spade from ace, king, 10, 4th is probably okay, but a heart feels like 100% safe, given the way the auction has played out. You know your partner has a heart stack over there. So I think this diamond lead, well, it feels as if Declarer probably can make it if he guesses everything correctly. Like, for example, he could play a club to the 10 right now, which would set up his 3 club tricks and preserve some communication between the 2 hands. Ooh, the other room played in 2 clubs down 2 in the north. Maybe on a similar auction, and this is something that I guess I hadn't touched on auction-wise. You know, North had 5-4 and 2 suits. Overcalled a heart, heard his partner bid a no trump. And this double, I think, should give North some pause for concern. West wouldn't be doubling with, like, king, queen, third of hearts. So it's starting to sound as if East actually does have this penalty double of hearts, given the auction. Your partner didn't support you. So I think North can be pretty confident that this double of a no trump is passing out. And his decision at this table was, I had an 11 count, let's play here. The other table might have just elected to show the 2 suits and hope that clubs would play better. I don't know which one I prefer. But, ooh. Look at this, Declarer did play a club to the 10. Wow. So that has set up Declarer's club suit. Now all he really needs to do is set up the spade trick. And how many tricks can East-West get in the meantime? They'll be able to take 3 more diamonds and 2 spades. Okay. So it's still going to be down 1. But a bit of a scare, I think, for East-West. Could Declarer have just won the ace of hearts? I mean, East has no entries. Wait. You need to be pretty confident about what's happening in the auction to take that play. Right? Because if you win the ace of hearts and West happens to have a doubleton, then East has 3 heart tricks coming home. But yeah, I think Declarer probably could have made this by hopping up with the heart ace, right? Because that would prevent the defense from scoring a heart trick, and then we could effectively set up spades. I mean, it still requires a little bit of work to do everything you need to, but I do believe Declarer had an option to make this contract if he played it kind of all out for his 7 tricks? Well, this, therefore, is going to be a push. 1 no trump doubled down 1, and 2 clubs undoubled down 2 in the other room. I would be curious about the auction a little bit, because if West opened a diamond and made this double, I wonder if East should be doubling 2 clubs on the strength of his hearts. That might have earned their side a little bit of a swing, because if they were able to double 2 clubs and also beat it 2 tricks, that would be a nice 5-imp pickup. Well, play has slowed a little bit. Declare is not certain the clubs are coming home. That's the only question for him right now. So it does play a heart to the ace, now leads a club. I think we'll be fairly confident that the clubs are split. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, this is a disaster now for North-South. I was going to say I think he would be fairly confident the clubs are splitting because it looks like West is 4-1-3-5, or sorry, 4-1-5-3 shape. It looks like West started with 5 diamonds. I think you know that from the diamond spots. And you know West started with 1 heart once he played a heart to the ace. This was, I think, a huge mistake from Declare in this room. Not only because he technically could have made the contract by being a little more careful earlier in the play, and reading the auction. I would say reading the auction properly. This is one of those hands where East just has to have a penalty double of hearts. But then he elected to strip the ace of hearts, setting up all of East's heart suit, and then took a club finesse into East's hand, which I don't know. The reason I was thinking that spades might be marked 4-2 maybe wasn't a very good reason. Never mind. I'll ignore it. But regardless, it was very costly for South to do all of this and then misguess the clubs. So 9 imps to Wolfson on what otherwise should have been mostly a nothing board. Board 33 now. North opens a diamond. East in second seat. I mean, partner's not a passed hand. Some players would elect to just overcall 1 spade. You know, you have this 5-4 card heart suit, and preempting 2 spades is effectively going to bury that heart suit. You could easily imagine that partner doesn't have ace-fifth of spades and instead has a small singleton and happens to have ace-fifth of hearts. And you would obviously prefer to find the heart fit rather than the spade suit. But 2 spades might work out well here. It depends how fast the auction gets elevated. I mean, South is obviously going to do something. I would expect a negative double, but he's thinking about it. And then we'll have to see how many spades West bids. Or something like a diamond, 2 spades, 3 clubs? Is that a good bid? The 3 clubs just feels like a weird choice to me because you're not supporting partner's suit, and you're kind of concealing this heart suit, which most of the time, I mean, it's not as if like East is marked with heart length on this auction. In fact, your partner's more likely to have hearts than East. But okay, I mean, he does fairly well given that the opponents have bid and raised spades, and he has now found a club fit with his partner. Whoa! 6 clubs, big bid. I understand the desire to bid 6 clubs, though. He has a spade void. Maybe a bit of extra club length, depending on how you want to look at it. Still, it's only a 10 count in South, and 3 small diamonds I don't believe is an incredibly good holding. Opposite partner's 1 diamond opener. Like, partner could easily have king, jack, 5th of diamonds over here, and 3 small would look pretty poor. But this should work out for Declarer. I suspect he'll get the diamonds right because of the preempt, but there's no guarantee of that. I mean, he probably knows that spades are 6-5. He'll find out the clubs are 2-2, and then he's going to need to decide whether to take the diamond hook or not. Maybe he won't get the diamonds right on the basis that if East had a singleton diamond, that would give him 4 hearts for the 2 spade preempt. So yeah, Declarer could easily place East with 6-3-2-2 instead of 6-4-1-2. Well, we'll see. Potential for a pickup. I mean, one way or another, this is going to be a large swing to either Wolfson or Lewis. But I do expect Declarer to take his time, kind of fully thinking through the play on this. So he'll pull a couple rounds of trumps. Ace of clubs feels like a bit of a weird play. I mean, if clubs happen to be 4-2, he has just blocked the club suit. Oh, I guess that's not true. He can go low the king and overtake the jack. Ignore me, ignore me. I don't know what I'm talking about. But ace of clubs, club to the king. Clubs have split. So now he does get to cash a high diamond if he wants, just to protect against a singleton queen offside. So ace of diamonds. We could try roughing the jack of spades if we wanted, just to get a little bit more information. You know, West led the ace of spades, but maybe we want to find out if East has the king queen or just the king or something. I don't think we get a whole lot of info out of roughing the spades, so he does go wrong in the diamond suit. Maybe playing East for that 6-3-2-2 shape that I had mentioned earlier. This does kind of feel like the percentage play by a long shot. One thing to be aware of, though, is that as a team who I think very clearly is significantly behind in the match, sometimes you do want to do things that are a little bit anti-percentage. Although it's possible Adam has already judged that his 6 club action was anti-percentage enough, and he's correct about that. The other room played in 5 of a minor. So no real reason to swing both in the auction and the play of the hand. You kind of want to do one or the other. Still, a rather costly result for their side. They bid to a fairly aggressive slam. How many combined highs did they have? It was like 21, right? It was like 11 opposite 10. A jack of spades, of course, not being a particularly relevant card. Same thing of the jack of hearts. also the jack of clubs. I mean, they could have made slam on 18 highs with that distribution if he had just guessed the diamond suit. But board 34. On to the next one. So pass, a diamond by West. North does not come in with his 5-card spade suit. Red on white. And East bits a heart. South not going to take an action, and West is playing precision. I would say it's a little unusual to not have opened something else with the West hand. West does have a 16 count. I think a lot of players would just open this West hand and no trump and be pretty happy about it. But Larry Cohen, definitely more of an old school player, and we've seen that a lot in the senior events, that these players are, tend to play some more out-of-date conventions or styles. So Larry probably just looks at his hand and says, well, I could open a precision club if I wanted, but the stiff king doesn't look like it's pulling its full weight, and with a singleton, I'm just not going to open a no trump. So he opens a diamond. Catches his partner with a pretty good hand, because now he's been able to show an unbalanced hand with 4-card heart support with his leap to 3 hearts. David Berkowitz, of course, very happy to play in 4 hearts on this one. We see 4 hearts in the West from the other room, which I expect means that West did open a no trump. And then after Stayman auction, got to play in 4 hearts. So in this room, putting South on lead is good news for Declarer. So for David Berkowitz over here, because a club cannot come through his ace-queen. He does have some work to do. And South gets off to what I think is a very sensible lead whenever the opponents are in a 4-4 trump fit and you're looking at what's effectively 4 small trumps. Putting one of those on the table to prevent some sort of high cross-ref shenanigans is probably a good idea. So heart to the king. My guess is Declarer puts the king of spades on the table. Especially now that the 7 of hearts has come down. He would be very happy to just rough all of his spade losers in the dummy and use the jack 8, 6 of hearts to pull trumps eventually. So there it is. North cannot continue leading trumps, so switches to clubs, which makes a lot of sense. And Declarer will probably know about the 4-1 trump split from this play. It might look natural to continue clubs, but the fact that Declarer is not pulling trumps, I think, is a strong indication that the defense should be doing so. So club goes to the queen and king. South presumably just now thinking about whether or not he wants to go ace of hearts heart or continue a low heart next. He knows exactly what the heart layout is, and so he's thinking about, well, if I play a low heart, is it possible that Declarer never touches trumps again, just starts cashing the diamond suit and roughing spades in the dummy? Whereas if I play ace of hearts heart, can Declarer then just rough a spade and pull trumps and claim the remainder of the tricks? So Adam does choose to go with ace of hearts. North giving club count on this trick, very important. So that South knows whether or not it's correct to, for example, cash another club or play a club back. And Adam pulls another round of trumps. It looks to me like Declare isn't going to make this. It's very close. I think some different decisions earlier in the play could have resulted in Declare having a fighting chance, but North-South have collected 3 tricks, and while on the surface there really aren't that many more losers, Declare is kind of quickly running out of tricks. The Jack of Spades does rough out, but that's going to utilize West's last trump. Like if Declare wins the Jack of Hearts and roughs a spade, then he'll either have to take a club finesse or eventually take a diamond finesse, both of which are destined to fail. And I think he's starting to realize that as well. This club discard from North strongly looks like South is holding on to the Jack of Clubs. So Declare might put all of his faith in the diamond hook, which I think would be very reasonable. Or maybe he'll try and rough out the Queen of Diamonds. He can go Ace, King of Diamonds, Diamond Rough. Although it kind of looks like that line of play just has no hope, right? Okay, let's not do that, because there's no way to get back to the dummy and pull trumps. So I wonder what he's going to do. Is there any double dummy line of play to make it? I don't think so. It looks like the guards are just in the wrong hand. Like, for example, if South had the diamond queen, well, we could just finesse the diamond, but we could also rough a spade, cross to the club ace, pull the last trump, and then basically claim from there. So Declare does go with the simple plan, take the diamond finesse. Felt like something to that effect was about to happen. And now with no rough outstanding, he's going to make all the rest of the tricks. Down 1, push board. So despite right-siding the contract a little bit, Declare was still unable to overcome the bad heartbreaks and the fact that both club honors were offside. And we're on to board 35. So Wildavsky in the South, I think, should know, and presumably everyone at this table is aware, that Wolfson has ended up picking up about 20 imps so far in this set, both due to that 1 no trump doubled fiasco on one of the previous hands, as well as that 6 club bid where Adam overreached a bit and then misguessed the diamond suit. Which means we might see some interesting decisions sometime soon, but it looks like not yet. Wildavsky in first seat, 17 count, opens a spade. His partner should be bidding no trump. And I expect David Berkowitz to make a takeout double, but I could see him pass as well. It is only a 12 count, but the doubleton spade and 4-card heart suit make takeout double look pretty attractive. And as South now, I would very strongly be considering a redouble. For a couple of reasons. I mean, for one, I think it's probably just a good bid. And 2, as a state of the match consideration, if I just bid something like 3 spades or 2 no trump or 3 no trump or whatever it is that I think my hand should do with the South cards, we're not really earning ourselves a large swing. Whereas if I really catch the opponents in this type of hand, and so he does redouble, I like this decision, then we might be picking up 500 or 800 on a good day when partner has a rack and whichever suit they elect to bid. And our side, for one thing, given that we have this like really sketchy hand with 8 tricks in it, but we need a lot of help to get up to 9 or 10, we might not even make a game. And you can kind of see the other table got to 4 spades and they went down 1. I think I would be angling for 3-0 with the south cards if I had to pick a game for our side, just because I have 8 tricks, and unless the opponents are running 5 off the top, I would expect to have some chance to collect a 9th trick. So, and that's what Wildavsky does. We'll see if this works out. I mean, I like the decision. If West hadn't been able to make this 2-diamond bid, I think East absolutely would have led a heart against 3-0. Or maybe like led the ace of clubs or something, or the ace of hearts. But both of those leads would have worked out poorly. A diamond is the only lead that can beat this contract. So we'll see if David goes with lead partner suit, or if he elects to lead one of his own 2 suits. Could see a game swing. The defense is not particularly hard after a diamond lead. You know, this dummy is face up, South's hand is face up, so West can just win the king of diamonds and play a diamond back. He doesn't need to, for example, switch to clubs and collect 2 club tricks or get the club finesse in. So it looks like we will see Declare eventually win a diamond, run 7 rounds of spades, and lose the rest for a push board. So good opening lead. I think a good attempt. It's funny, I said I like redouble, but in reality, jumping to 3-no trump probably would have worked out a lot better on this hand. I wonder how bad 2 diamonds is for East-West, though, because it looked like if North had doubled 2 diamonds, I'm not saying he should with 2 kings and 4 diamonds, but if he did, East-West could be held to 3 diamond tricks, 2 club tricks, and 2 heart tricks. I guess it's only down 1. And there's definitely some potential for Declare to score an extra club along the way for plus 180. Well, we'll see how the defense does in this 3-no contract. I had mentioned I think it's fairly easy for them to collect all their tricks. Presumably this 10 of diamonds lead is a normal lead for them. From honor 3rd, they would lead 2nd highest. But we'll see. Like, I wouldn't be that surprised if Larry Cohen switched to a club. It's very possible with this Jack-10 of clubs here that you do want to put a club through. Then David Berkowitz would be able to switch back to diamonds. And even if he doesn't unblock the diamond suit, it would still be fine. The defense can collect 2 diamonds, 2 clubs, and a heart. So the only thing Larry Cohen needs to avoid is playing a heart at this point, or a spade. Okay, he does switch to clubs. This looks a little risky to me, but with David having both the ace and queen, it's not going to cost the defense yet. And so now David Berkowitz can just comfortably lead back a low diamond, setting up his queen. and effectively claim. I don't think that Declarer is going to fool around on this one. We might see the hand play out. I mean, I kind of expect to. Oh, never mind. East claimed. East claimed. That makes sense. I think Declarer, if left to his own devices, probably would have run the spade suit and hoped that some sort of defensive accident happened. But David Berkowitz is looking at the dummy and saying, hey, I have the last 3 tricks. Ace of hearts, ace of clubs, queen of diamonds. So ultimately, no imps swung on that one. And on the next board, it appears that, well, North has a long diamond suit. North has 8 diamonds over there, and will probably have the opportunity to open the bidding. We'll have to see how many diamonds he chooses. I think some people would open 3 diamonds. There's a couple of reasons why you might want to open 3 diamonds instead of 4. One of those reasons being that you think your best game, the best game for your side is 3 no trump. Now, I don't think that's why North would open 3 diamonds on this hand, because with no ace or king of diamonds and no outside entry, your hand really doesn't look like you're going to be able to set up and run the diamond suit and no trump. You would effectively need partner to have like 3-card diamond support for you to do that, so that your diamonds would provide an entry, and that's very unlikely. But the reason I think that we would choose 3 diamonds with this hand as opposed to 4 is that our hand is pretty yucky. We have a couple queens, we have a jack, but we're flat distribution and our trump suit is quite weak. So I just don't think that this really is strong enough for a second seat vulnerable 4 diamond preempt. So that's why Doub elects to open 3. Wildavsky in the south just jumps to 5 diamonds, pretty reasonably so. Like, this ace-king doubleton of diamonds is quite a bad holding for a potential 3-no contract, because it means the diamonds are blocked. And it looks as if the defense can't really do everything they want. Because if they try and lead a spade, well, West can overtake this and put a spade through, but like, let's suppose the queen of clubs holds the first trick. If East leads a spade, Declarer will be able to duck this around to the queen, setting up a second spade trick for a heart pitch. And if East doesn't switch to spades, then Declarer can just start taking 2 heart finesses to pitch a spade loser. But we'll see what the defense does. I mean, it would be very strong defense if Larry Cohen overtakes this to put a spade on the table. That'll set up the defense's spade trick, and the king of hearts hasn't been knocked out. Okay? Queen of clubs to the ace, and a club back. Almost. Almost. But this will let Declarer kind of comfortably choose the line of play that he wants. And interestingly enough, once we pull trumps, ruff a club back to hand, and play the 10 of hearts to the queen, even if West switches to spades, we'll be able to win the ace, ruff a club back to hand, and then run all of our trumps. East will be caught in a show-up squeeze in the heart suit. Ooh. But Declarer adopts a different line of play. This is still kind of an effective line of play. We're taking 2 finesses. We just don't have to be taking 2 heart finesses. I'm a little surprised, though. For whatever reason, this doesn't feel like the natural plan to me. Well, spade to the ace. It is true Declarer now has the option of like trying to rough out the spade suit to collect the 10 falling. That would be a little bit of extra protection against a potential Jack 10 third of spades somewhere. But I get the sense that this hand wasn't really played in the best way possible. I don't know if split kings is a thing. I know there's this concept of split aces, that with the opponent's hands, if you're missing 2 aces, those aces are likely to be divided evenly, because otherwise an opponent with both aces probably would have made a bid during the auction. I think that's the principle, at least. But in this case, there were 2 kings that were missing, the king of hearts and king of spades. And maybe you could make an argument for something similar, where if both of those kings were in the same hand, then one of the opponents might have been able to take a call during the auction. I mean, David Berkowitz with the king, queen of clubs, the king of hearts, and king of spades might have bid something. Larry Cohen with the ace of clubs, king of hearts, king of spades might have opened the bidding in first seat. I guess I didn't complete my point. So the point being that if the kings are split, then leading a spade to the queen is effectively as good as playing the 10 of hearts to the queen. Because if West has the spade king, then East has the heart king, and the heart finesse would just work. So it looks to me like spade to the queen didn't really gain all that much if you buy into this idea that I've just posited. But anyway, so that's once again another swing to Wolfson, and the match, which I think started out, what did we say, 65? It was 65 imps going to the segment, is quickly becoming out of reach. And so almost hitting the 100 imp mark, separating the 2 squads, and I mean, certainly Larry Cohen and David Berkowitz are going to be thrilled with their results from this set so far. But a little bit of the fault should, I think, lie with North-South. They've taken a couple of anti-percentage views and gotten punished very badly for them. Oh, and we are playing a 12 to 14 no trump vulnerable. That is a scary thing to do, but I guess some people still like it. What is East gonna do? Okay, so he just elects to make a penalty double. I mean, reasonable, right? Like, he has a strong no trump himself, at least in terms of high card points. The big concern is that sometimes these weak no trumps come with 6-card minors, and the fact that we're voiding diamonds, I think that makes it even more likely. I would be afraid that when no trump doubled passes out, we like lead a top club, we see no good news in that suit, we switch to spades, and the opponents wrap up, 580 or something like that. Well, a no trump double, redouble. Looks like this is to play. There's been no alert on it. And given South's hand, it also seems likely that that's to play. Uh-oh. This is going to be fine, but it's going to give David a bit of a scare. 2 diamonds, 2 suited run out. So this is diamonds in a higher suit. David will, of course, bid 2 hearts. And 2 hearts might end the auction. North is certainly not going to make a call over 2 hearts, and I just can't imagine that South is going to do something. So double by North over 2 diamonds, just penalty. His partner suggested penalty. Hey V8, welcome on in. Good morning. David's spending a little time thinking over 2 diamonds. I wonder if he's thinking about ways to get other suits involved. Like if redouble by him would effectively be rescue, but imply that one of his suits was not particularly good. Whoa. 2 spades is surprising. Oh, and that gets doubled. Uh-oh. North-South are getting themselves in trouble. Also, look at this. We don't have a single pass card on the table. Okay. Come on, Larry. You gotta put a blue card in front of this. I was hoping that we could get through an auction without ever having a pass. I suppose that is physically impossible. You really need to have 3 passes for an auction to end. But that would be funny. Well, okay, South does lead a diamond. I was thinking that if South wasn't careful and they don't start tapping Declare, then Declare is going to take a lot of tricks. The clubs are 3-3, the spades are 3-3, the hearts are 3-3, everything splits. I still think this is going to make a lot. Shouldn't 7-no redoubled ended on the spot? You would think so, but you're still required to continue bidding, I think, just from a rules perspective. Yeah, we're trying the one-table stream today. I got about 1/3 of the commenters preferred that sort of watch method, so I'm going to give it a go. You wish you saw this fish yesterday. You've missed some very exciting fish plays from South. I don't think any of them are like nullo plays or completely awful, but South has done a lot of things which have really not worked out, and that has cost his side about 40 imps so far this segment. And he's going the wrong direction because he's on the Lewis team. So Declare going about setting up his heart tricks. This 2 of hearts I would expect to be a very believable count signal. So David probably knows that he's going to be safe to cash 2 more hearts when he gets in. And the defense is in a bit of a pickle. Like, so Adam probably knows that their spades are splitting 3-3. And if he switches to trumps, Declare might be able to just rough out the club suit and pull trumps. But if he switches to diamonds, Declare might be able to switch his plan of attack and just start roughing a bunch of diamonds in his hand using the Queen of Hearts and a club ruff as an entry. So there's no real good plan from Adam's perspective. Okay, he does switch to trumps. Probably a practical choice. So David should now be able to win this. My guess is he'll play 2 clubs and then 2 hearts, getting back to his hand before roughing a club, but I guess we'll see what he does. He goes king of clubs, ace of clubs. I just don't want to play a club and have someone discard a heart on this trick. I would have been very confident in my read in the heart count, but it looks like David wanted to be a little more careful. You know, I honestly believe he's only going to make 2. I think he could make more than 2, but he's happy to just rough a diamond and now cash 2 hearts. And that'll be the end of his tricks. Okay, or do this. Actually, yeah, he uses the Queen of Hearts to get back to dummy and rough another diamond. Now he can cash the Jack of Hearts. This is actually really nice. I forgot. So two spades doubled, we're making an over trick. This is going to be 570. And add that to the 3-no doubled down 1 in the subtract 3-no doubled down 1 in the other room. Still a large swing. This is what, 9 imps for 370? Big mistake by... I mean, I don't know if I can blame South in the auction. Once again, he did something that is pseudo-reasonable. He redoubled the penalty double with an 11 count. And then he doubled two spades with only a 3-card suit, but nonetheless a trump trick. So we've surpassed the 100 imp mark. Wolfson is now ahead by 105. Okay, South gets to open a club with this hand. They're playing a weak no trump, so this is what South just has to do with the balanced 15 to 17 range. And I was curious whether or not Larry would come in over a club, but he doesn't. You know, red-white, it is definitely a little more scary to stick a 3-club preempt on the table. So North bids a diamond. I'm now also curious whether David Berkowitz will come in over a diamond. He does have 4-4 in the majors. I think if he were going to bid, maybe he would try a heart rather than double, but he just likes to pass. One no, now alerted. This is 15 to 17. And oddly enough, West has an easier time coming in over this than he did directly over a club. He can now bid 2 clubs if he wants, but he doesn't. He just passes. And I guess North might be a little concerned that 5 diamonds could be a better spot than 3 no, but he's not too concerned, it looks like. He just blasts 3 no trump. And not that West would lead a heart, but the defender's hearts are splitting. So Declare is going to be able to make this contract with what looks like a large number of overtricks on the club lead. 2 clubs, 3 spades, and 7 diamonds is already 12 off the top. And if East isn't careful, he might pitch one of his spades, and that would result in a 13th trick for Declare. Okay, this is a sensible choice, especially in a match with clocks like this. Declare now is just going to test the spades immediately, and once he gets a count on the spade suit, he's going to claim. Just 12 tricks, not kind of run his diamond suit, play for the opponents to have some sort of carding mix-up and discard improperly. It's only an over trick. It's imps. But finally a pickup for Lewis. The other room, it looks like, had a bit of a bidding misunderstanding and got to only 2 spades in the North. How did that happen? Yeah, how exactly did that happen? 2 spades. I don't know, but we'll never find out because that is the other table. So, board 39, we got 7 boards to play left in this set, but the lead once again is under 100 imps. Still, a lot of work to do for Lewis. They got to pick up 96 in, what did I say? There's 22 boards left to play. That's a lot of imps. A lot of imps per board. But here, once again, we see the weak no trump vulnerable by South. West comes in with 2 diamonds, showing a single suited major. North just gonna pass. I mean, pretty happy to be off the hook. He had a 5 count. Probably just very excited the opponents haven't doubled him in no trump again. And I wonder what David Berkowitz is going to do. I mean, definitely you want to find out what your partner's major is. So they should have something like a 2 no trump bid available if he wants to be forward going. He might alternatively do something like use 2 spades as pass or correct. Pretty popular treatment over these multi-type bids, that every major suit bid is pass or correct. And that way, if he has a heart fit, his partner will bid 3 hearts and he'll be able to raise to game. If his partner has a spade suit, then he'll play in a 6-1 fit at the 2 level. But let's see what he elects to do. He could also just like try 3 no trump himself if he feels somewhat confident that game will have play. And maybe he should. Jack 10 9 5 of diamonds is actually a pretty good holding in that suit. It's going to play very well opposite like Queen Doubleton, given that he has 3 entries to his hand, or what looks like might be 3 entries to his hand, 2 aces and the Club King. Well, he's spending some time thinking about it. No doubt trying to get a handle on his partner's range for this 2 diamond overcall. Not very many players play weak no trumps nowadays, at least not in the US. And so this is a fairly infrequent thing to come across, especially at high level play. Additionally, like weak no trumps vulnerable, I think are just proven to be bad. So the fact that some of these players still just like open a weak no trump without any qualms or concerns whatsoever is a little surprising at this level of play. So David elects to bid 2 no, presumably an asking bid, but with 3 spades not being alerted, I'm not certain what it is that 2 no meant. Because if 2 no was just like natural non-forcing, I think Larry Cohen would pass. He has effectively a minimum. All right, we're playing 3 spades somehow. I don't know how this happened, but here we are. Vulnerability only affects the scoring, not the bidding. Yeah, you would make a great spokesperson. I'm sure you could sell anything with that kind of attitude. We had diamond lead, so diamond to the ace, diamond ruff, club, club, diamond ruff. The defense is still going to come to a spade trick. This doesn't look like a great contract to have ended up in East-West. How did they get here? A win for the weak no trump. I feel like 2 no should be an asking bid. Why is 2 no not an asking? I don't understand. And if it wasn't an asking bid, why did West bid 3 spades with such a weak suit and a balanced hand? I don't know. So many questions. So many questions. The other room did play 1 no trump in the East. Not really a possible contract when your opponents open that bid. 2 no was invitational plus. Like, I don't mind the judgment to use 2 no as some sort of like invite. But it doesn't make any sense to me that West's 3-spade bid wasn't alertable then. Like, if 3 spades was minimum with 6 spades, fine. I think he should announce that. And then 3 hearts could be minimum with 6 hearts, and 3 clubs and 3 diamonds could be like extras with the suits. That seems like a reasonable way to play it. So in that case, I guess David Berkowitz just kind of end played himself into getting to 3 spades, but I have the suspicion that like David just intended 2-0 as natural invitational, and West was just like, okay, I have spades. Like, I don't know. It looks like this auction has not really worked out for East-West. Although, as I say that, like, I was expecting diamond, diamond rough, club, club, diamond rough, and that didn't happen. And not only did it not happen, but the opponents have now played back a heart, allowing Declare to... Well, I'm not sure. Spade to the ace, heart to the queen, low spade is an important play. From West, West shouldn't play the jack or 10 on the next round, because if spades are 3-3, it doesn't matter what he does. But if spades are 4-2, he absolutely wants to pick off the doubleton honor. So jack or 10 of spades would be a big mistake from a suit combination perspective, and we see Larry Cohen, the original bridge writer for beginner and intermediate players, of course gets this one right. You said 2 known 3 spades should be alerted. A lot of bids aren't being alerted. I think the players have done a pretty good job in general of alerting. So, and David Berkowitz and Larry Cohen used to be a long-time partnership, 10, 15 years ago. If this was alerted, I'm certain they would do it. So I think what happened is David bid 2-0, saying, I have some values and I'm invitational, and Larry Cohen just elected, for whatever reason, to pull 2-0 to 3 spades. There's some merit to pulling with a weak trump suit, because he probably expects, well, my spade suit is not going to be useful in no trump, but it will be useful as a trump suit in spades. But I still don't understand it. I mean, he had king, queen, and 2 suits outside. Obviously, one of those would be more effective for setting up partner's hand. Ah, well. South is really taking his time on this trick. Still hasn't figured out if his partner led a singleton diamond. I mean, Larry did make a good false card. I think I've talked about this before. When the opponents lead the suit and you're sitting on honor, 2 connected honors, if you don't split those honors or play one of them at trick 1, the defense is going to have a very easy time figuring out what happens or what your holding is. So Adam finally does put a diamond back through. And now North will get his ruff and will be able to put a club on the table to collect 2 more club tricks and the queen of spades from here. So that'll be 2 down. And what is that? So 350 is like 8, I think. Maybe it's 7. Maybe it's 7. I'm not sure. But 7 or 8 imps going the way of Lewis. Still has a lot of work to do, but I think if they pick up 7 imps per board for the rest of the match, they will be in contention. I do not understand this long tank by Declare. What is he even thinking about? Did he fall asleep? That is a real concern in some of these senior events. The players might just fall asleep at the table. So you gotta poke and prod them to wake them up. Hey Steph, good morning to you. Wait a second. What do you mean good morning? Well, it is kind of morning for me, so that's fair. Maybe you're just wishing me good morning. Yeah, good evening. Okay, like I can't take this. I need something to happen. My brain is exploding. Why are we not just playing the king of diamonds? Why did we play the three of diamonds? That was the longest tank for an opponent to finally just rough the trick. What the hell? So queen of clubs to the king and ace. We'll get another diamond rough with North's natural, and then North can cash the jack of clubs. 2 down, and I'm gonna pretend like I know that it's 8 imps. There it is, 8 imps for Lewis. So 88 back. Is Larry Cohen the guy who writes books? He is. He is the guy who writes books. Maybe that's what he was doing. He had an inspirational idea, and so he just needed to make a note for his next book. So rather than playing the hand in front of him, yeah, he was on the typewriter. That is still what senior citizens use, right? Typewriters. So board 40, 2 passes to a spade. I don't think I've read any of Larry Cohen's books. I think they're mostly designed for like beginning players. Oh yeah. That is a popular way to do it. Write things out by hand and then just shovel a pile of papers to someone else and be like, here, fix this up. I'll give you 10 cents. Spade, 3 diamonds, 3 spades. 3 spades, just a competitive raise. Doesn't need to have 4-card trump support in this position, obviously. I'm a little surprised David's thinking about this. This feels like an automatic 4-spade bid to me. Yeah, I was about to say that maybe the thing he was thinking about is trying to find a better fit. Because in a 5-3 spade fit, if spades go 4-1 and 2 rounds of diamonds come, he might be in trouble of getting tapped out. But if he's able to find a 4-4 or 5-4 heart fit, that would be a lot friendlier. And I think this is pretty safe in a precision context. So this is definitely an auction where precision is going to benefit. Steph says, as a past hand, would I consider something different than 3 diamonds as south? I mean, maybe, but I feel like 3 diamonds is the normal bid. Like 4 diamonds might just get doubled and go all pass. And I wouldn't like that, or pass, pass, double, all pass. I think that's gonna happen fairly frequently. If I bid too much with such like a weakish suit. Oh, but yeah, completing my point. So this 4 heart bid, Steph was thinking something funny like a no trump. Not my style. I don't psych. I probably psych less than I should. But hey, Closius, welcome on in, Raiders. We're checking out some USA2 senior action for the US team trials right now. But nope, I'm not going to finish my point about 4 hearts. 4 hearts is a good bid. Some people would play it as a Q bid, but it's not in precision. End of story. Hey, Bug Kitten, welcome on in. None of the matches that are going on right now are unfortunately particularly close, which is a little bit sad for some of the viewers. We would prefer to have it come down to the last couple of hands, right? Oh, these are Go players. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome in, Go players. So if you don't know me, my name is BradyBot, or you can call me Rob. I am a retired pro bridge player and have been doing a lot of bridge streaming. So I stream a bunch of robot events and other things, playing myself or with other people on Bridge Base Online. Currently, we've been doing a lot of commentary for the US team trials on Love Bridge, the VuGraph site that hosts this. Players are playing on tablets. So we got a bunch of senior citizens trying to use technology in these rooms somewhere in the middle of Illinois, which it's been a fun event. We've been doing this for almost 20 days now. I think it started on the 1st of May and we'll be wrapping up in 2 days. This is the semifinals of the second place, so you could call it the losers bracket. Semifinals of the losers bracket for the senior teams. But East is in 4 hearts in this room. 4 hearts bid in the other room as well. Declare made it. My guess is it could have been a similar type auction, or maybe something else happened. Maybe South overcalled a no trump in the other room. Wouldn't that be exciting? We'll never know once again, because we're only watching the one table today. But we have Declare. Looks like he's trying to pull trumps. But that Jack of Hearts play from South on the previous trick might make him believe that the hearts are splitting badly. And so, yeah, he does turn his attention to setting up his side suit spades. Will need to guess the spades here. Not to make his contract, but I guess for the over trick. If he goes up with the queen, he can then safely knock out the king. And it feels pretty natural to go up with the queen here. South led a diamond from ace-king, made a preempt. Unlikely that they have the king of diamond or king of spades as well. And now Declare is going to be able to comfortably just pull the remainder of the trumps. Use the king jack of clubs to access his stranded spade winners. Steph says, see, this is all because South bid 3 diamonds. You're right about that. If South had just bid a no trump, then Declare would have misguessed the spades and only made 10 tricks. And that one imp, I'm sure, is going to matter. Once we get to the tiebreak, where we're going to have a dance-off between these seniors, that's where you really wish that South had overcalled a no trump. Whoa. Lots of diamonds north-south, but West has a pretty good hand. I wonder how this auction's going to play out. So a diamond by North. What are the tiebreak rules in the US team trials? We were discussing this the other day. I have posited that for the men's competitions, they have a dance-off, and for the women's competitions, they do arm wrestling. But I don't think those are the official rules. That is just what I would prefer if I was the one running it. We got Doug. Yes, Doug is the player sitting in the north seat. There are some fun names in the bridge world. You know, Nick Nickel is one of them. Just had a little bit of copy-paste when people were selecting his name at birth. What are the official tiebreak rules? I can look this up for you while we see this auction unfold. Mike Michaels. Who's Mike Michaels? That's not a US player. Is that like an Aussie player? Oh, this is this awful like 30-page document that they have. Oh, how about for mixed, they also do arm wrestling? Well, it's like a half and half sort of thing. So you know how there's like chess boxing where it's like half chess and half boxing? There's a dance wrestling. So it's like 50% dance and 50% arm wrestling. You have a Michael Kluflowski. So not Michael Klukowski. Michael Michaels is Michael's Cupid. Aha. A famous convention that I probably play. I do play that famous convention. Whoa! This auction exploded after South's 3 diamond bid. So a diamond pass a heart. All of this looks normal so far. West bids a spade and North bids 2 diamonds. East, with a fairly weak hand and vulnerable, elected to bid 2 spades with 3-card support. We got 3 diamonds by South. He has a fit, not thinking that anything weird has happened. West bids 4 spades with 5-5 in the black suits. That feels like the right bid. And, I mean, as it turns out, 4 spades looks like it was going to make. So North, Doug over here, having essentially no defense. I mean, he has like the 7-card diamond suit, ace, queen, jack, but that's not going to take very many tricks. Stiff king of clubs not going to take very many tricks. He does have the spade ace, or someone had the spade ace, but he elects to bid 5 diamonds, white on red, and West, of course, with the best hand at the table, elects to double that. So what started off as a pretty tame hand is resulting in a pretty large swing for Wolfson. Is this going to carry them back over the 100 imp margin? I don't think so. This is only going to go down 2, and so that'll be another 9 imps. But they have achieved the 200 imp mark in the match. And with only 19 boards to play, Lewis is running out of time. I don't know if they'll be able to make up this margin. Not with the way they have been playing, at least. But I think that was a good decision. You know, Larry Cohen with the 1 spade overcall and then 4 spade jump. I mean, David Berkowitz really was the one who allowed all of this to happen, raising his partner's 1 spade bid to 2 with only a 5 count. So that worked out really well for his side. Did I practice counting imps since the last exchange? Would you believe me if I said no? Maths is hard. Maths is hard. You're right about that. You know what I really should do? Oh, maybe I should do this. I'm going to do this during the break between this segment and the next. I will have that imp command pull up a table of imps. I will just like hard code in the table of imps so that people in chat can go !imp and figure it out. Steph says this is not a nice hand to play precision on. Well, East opens a diamond, precision style. West bids a spade, which looks normal. North overcalls 2 clubs. This looks normal. So, yeah, what do we do as East? I was going to say I imagine we do just bid 2 diamonds, which he does. It's true. He does have 2 or more diamonds. Yeah. So far, so good. Now 2 diamonds shows at least 3, right? That's how it works. Okay, so Wildavsky elects to just raise 2 clubs to 3 clubs. For whatever reason, to me, it feels like South should have Q-bid. I don't know, 2 aces, 4-card trump support, a doubleton, an East suit. 4 small spades isn't necessarily bad. Like, I would feel really terrible at this point passing 4 clubs as South because I feel like I just haven't showed my hand. I would have preferred a 2 spade cue if possible. Or 2 no trump if that shows like a limit raise with 4 clubs. The East-West I don't think are done. I mean, David Berkowitz, now hearing that his partner has a diamond fid, is definitely going to compete to at least 4 diamonds, and he does. So Wildavsky, I mean, he might bid 5 clubs here. He does. You're right, V8. That is a popular saying. Old people say, I only had aces and spaces. Okay, 5 diamonds by West. And I mean, I think North is done. I don't think North is doubling. I think South is doubling. I mean, South is looking at 2 aces. The ace of clubs might not cash, he probably knows, but his partner did show some values over there with the 2 club overcall as well as the 4 club bid. Yeah, it could be a big swing. I mean, it looks like it is going to be a big swing because there are 3 aces to lose East-West, and I don't really see any sensible way to get rid of them. Like, surely South just leads the club ace. I mean, maybe he'll lead a trump, I guess. I could see a trump lead. But the ace of clubs feels pretty natural. Probably the most likely or least likely lead to blow a trick. Maybe declare can be... Oh, God. Oh, no. Please. No, please stop. Don't do this. He's killing me. Like, what if West had King Doubleton of clubs instead of Queen Doubleton? No. Look, all I'm saying is that maybe my 1/4 to 1/2 imp aboard is really an understatement when I made that comment yesterday. Yeah, please get your fish emotes ready in the chat whenever this happens. 1.25 is looking a little bit more precise. Jeez. That's a good point, Scissors. In the seniors, overcalls promise one of the top 2 honors. So South knew his partner had the club king. I don't really understand. There is the possibility that South needed to get his partner in for a heart through, right? If North was holding, say, Queen Jack 10 of hearts. Yeah, like, why do you need partner on lead? There's only one reason, and it's only if partner has Queen Jack of hearts, right? And then only if declare happens to have the king. So... I don't know, it feels like a big risk. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. You can use encrypted bidding if you know something about partner's hand, which is absolutely illegal. I think it's illegal worldwide, but it's definitely illegal in the US to have some sort of encryption to the bidding. That is a good point. If you lead a low club and partner's able to win the king, then they could underlead in hearts to get to your hand. It's not illegal elsewhere? Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. I forget the example of it, but there was a book, Bridge at the Enigma Club, I think, was the title of it. And it talks about encrypted signals and encrypted keycard and all of that sort of stuff. And it completely destroys the enjoyment of the puzzle solving aspects of the game. Being able to pass information to your partner that the opponents don't have access to makes it very much not a strategy-based game anymore. All right. So board 43. One heart opener. Takeout double by West. You say some Aussie juniors played encrypted Stamen in the Worlds. Ooh. I wonder if there's an easy way to find the auctions where that happened, or if I would have to do a lot of digging. But it would interest me just to see how much of an advantage you get from doing something that is like clearly designed to destroy the bridge aspect of bridge. One heart, take out double, one no by East, three no by West. Interesting choices. I mean, West could have overcalled two clubs, of course, but the takeout double with heart shortness is reasonable. The thing I don't like about takeout double, he only has three spades, and he doesn't have a great bid if his partner bids a spade. Like, maybe you just bid a no trump and hope Queen Doubleton is okay. One no past two no's optional Stamen. Three clubs, partner transfer to your 4-card major. If you want to. Three diamonds and hearts transfer to 5. I don't know if this is what I would call an encrypted signal, though. Like, an encrypted signal means that you have a key that unlocks the meaning of a bid, and you're the only one who knows it. So it's the same technique that is used in like cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin and all of that sort of stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but it doesn't sound as bad to do this sort of like respond to this thing if you want to. Scissors really pushing for the encrypted Stamen type thing. Anyway, declare is in 3-0 on this board. The other room made it. And it looks like... I mean, it looks like this might make. There's some cleverness that South can do in the spade suit. Like, I imagine declare is going to win the queen. And take a spade hook. And if South wins, that's going to give declare 2 entries to his hand to both take a diamond finesse and get back over to the East hand to cash the 4th diamond. Also, if anyone here is familiar with the beer card alert, the 7 of diamonds could easily take the last trick on this hand. It's very possible. Oh, you think East could have passed out a heart doubled? Yeah, I mean, so East's hearts are pretty weak. King 9, 8, 7. That is kind of a downside, but you do have club shortness, so you might be able to score some of your small trumps with roughs as opposed to just taking them naturally. And you do have a 10 count. One heart doubled could have been a decent spot, but I guess David Berkowitz was just not really willing to risk a huge disaster for his side, especially being so far up in the match. I mean, I think partners often going to have a doubleton heart when they make these kinds of takeout doubles. You know you don't have a spade fit, which means that passing has a lot going for it. It's possible that you have a diamond fit. I mean, I think it's probably likely you have a diamond fit. But yeah, it's worth considering. Steph says, would I really bid 3 no over 1 no? Is 2 not enough? I don't think partner bids a no trump with the hand you're suggesting. Like, this 1 no should really have some values. Oh, is that not true elsewhere in the world? Like, suit bids really promise a suit? Yeah, we do, at least the way that I've learned, and I've never played anything different or even heard of anything different. Like, if you don't have values, you shouldn't be looking for no trump. You should be playing in a suit. Just bid a 3-card minor or something and hope to catch partner with a 5-card suit. Get lucky. So I don't know if like 8 to 10 is what I would call it, but maybe like good 6 or more feels about the bottom-ish of the range. But by good 6, I mean, you know, like ace 10 9 fourth of hearts, queen 10 9 fourth of a side suit. That would be a good 6. If all your values are in their suit, you're more favored to play 1 level lower. Yeah. What did Declare do here? Declare went ahead and set up the heart suit. Does that feel weird to anyone else with only 1 hand entry? Oh, does he not have only 1 hand entry? Where's the 9 of spades? What happened to the 9 of spades? Why is this 8 of spades suddenly an entry to hand? Wait, where did the 9 of spades go? Hello? Did North just discard the 9 of spades early in the play? Where was the 9 of spades? Okay, hold on. So Declare won the Queen of Hearts and played a heart back, and North just threw the spade 9, allowing Declare 2 hand entries to set up all of the hearts. Are we gonna play like this when we get old? I hope not. God, I hope not. This is embarrassing. I'm not even going to begin to talk about South switch to the Queen of Diamonds. I mean, like, that was a thing that happened, and we're just going to completely ignore it. So we'll move on. We'll pretend like that board. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. We're gonna need to we gotta there. That's a little better. All right. So just a normal hand, nothing strange has happened yet. West opened 2 spades. We don't know what happened in the other room because we're only watching 1 table. And North overcalls 3 spades. Some people would play this a little bit differently, but it looks like for North-South here, 3 spades is just asking for a spade stopper. You want to create the Andorran senior team, and you want me to play? Do I need to get a green card in Andorra? Is that what you're telling me? Yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. I think I'll be eligible like next year, maybe. You can get me residency? Perfect. Wait, this hand's actually very fun and interesting. Hold on. Because North-South are cold for like 7 of everything. I mean, it looks like 7 no trump is North-South's best spot. Okay. What a player. South has just made up for all the mistakes that he has made this entire set. Okay, we can actually remove this now. Look at this. This is amazing. So 2 spades, 3 spades, asking for a spade stopper, showing a solid minor. So South knows it's clubs. East bids 4 spades. And South might look at his hand and say, well, if partner just has ace, king, queen, 7th clubs, he might not be interested in playing 3 now. Then he would have so many suits wide open if I just had a spade stopper. Which means North must have the diamond ace. And then I can count 13 tricks. So good bid by South. 7 no trump, and there's nothing the defense can do. This might take a minute or so to play, though. Yeah, this is going to score a lot better than minus 11,000. Well, so how do we play this? I mean, if we're trying to be extra careful, obviously if the clubs come home, well, I guess we cash the jack of clubs, and when everyone follows, then we just claim. Maybe that's the, yeah, maybe that's the plan. They are playing Brusino, so this 10 of hearts lead shows the jack. Hey, Timo, welcome on in. Glad to have you here. But now Declare can just claim the clubs are running. If clubs were 5-0, maybe there was a little bit to a plan the play problem. 15 imps to Lewis, well deserved, I think. We have no idea what happened in the other room. My guess is West opened 3 spades in the other room, and that might have launched East into a large preempt. But on to board 45. So this is the last board of the segment. What did I say I was going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to get an imp table thing. Actually, I could probably do that now. Imp, score table, bridge. Here we go. All right, see ya in a few. Let's pull up Nightbot and create a new imp command so that people can ask. Oh no, if I really wanted to do a good job with this, I could do like exclamation point imp and then a number, and it would spit out the answer. I don't know if I can code that in 15 minutes, because I'm not that familiar with like the Twitch coding thing. You're off to catch a flight, we'll have a safe trip. Where are you headed? Last board of the set, East-West playing precision, so West opens a club, strong, 15 plus, or 16 plus, I think, for them. You have an hour? All right, well, stick around. Maybe there will be a large comeback. I mean, Wildavsky has showed some signs of life with his 7 no trump leap. Maybe 7 no also had a little bit of state of the match consideration. But I think he just made an intelligent decision, figuring partner had 7 solid clubs in the diamond ace. So a club, a no trump, artificial, 8 to 10 balanced. And we get 3 no by West with his 19 count. Mixed pairs in Brisbane. Ooh, enjoy, enjoy. Try and learn the Aussie encrypted statements system and play that. That could be a fun thing to do. It also sounds like an enormous amount of work, so I just want to see if someone else will do it and then report back to me. Tell me how it goes. Club, a no trump, 3 no trump, all pass. We get a heart lead, and it looks like after this lead, Declare is going to have quite a few tricks. 4 heart tricks. I mean, 3 clubs with the king on side. 2 spades. Could forcibly set up a diamond, even if all 3 diamond honors were off. So this will come home. And that means the lead's going to be approximately what we see here, which is 74 imps currently. 15 boards, 74 imps, you know, about 5 imps a board. That's a lot of catching up to do, but we did see a 15 imp swing from that 7 no trump bid. So if there are some more slam decisions or more costly decisions in the next set, it's possible for Lewis to make the comeback. But there will be a little bit of a break. I mean, we see the round timer up here. Once that ticks down, they will have 15 minutes of break. This is a rare push board. You're right. I can pull up the scorecard and we can see how many pushes we have. You know, this entire set has been push, lose 9. Push, push, lose 12. Win 9, win 8. There aren't any of these like 1 imp swings that we're seeing. So I guess that means I would be surprised if Declare took anything other than 10 tricks on this hand. Unless Declare just conceded all of the tricks and ended up losing, you know, another 14 or 15. That's possible. Yeah, comebacks are more fun for the spectators. But personally, I would rather have the better team represent us in the Senior Cup. I did look up when it was taking place. It is starting August 20th. So that means there's 3 months between, approximately 3 months between the end of the trials and when we start play for all of the Bermuda Bowl, Venice Cup, Dorsey Cup, and what did we decide? Wuhan Cup? Wuhan Bowl? Wuhan Pottery? I forget what we determined it was called. But look at that, 10 tricks. I wonder if it was the exact same line of play in both rooms. I saw Declare kind of carefully playing the spades for 3 tricks. The Wuhan Cup, gotcha. So that's the mixed event. Dorsey Trophy. Oh, that's the one that I got backwards, Dorsey Trophy. So no swing on this board, 74 imps. Separate the 2 teams, there's 15 more boards to play. So we'll have Wolfson versus Hammond tomorrow. Those 2 will be battling for USA2 in the Dorsey Senior Trophy.